I'm Phil Wolfson, the author of Noe, a father-son song of love, life, sickness, and death. Noe is the oldest of my two sons. He was 12 3/4 when he was diagnosed with acute lymphocytic leukemia. He lived almost 4 years after that and died after a failed bone marrow transplant. He was near 17 years of age. Noe, in the beginning, was just a wonderful, ordinary, but passionate person, and the illness brought out in him extraordinary qualities. Noe is truly about the struggle and determination to stay loving and connected in the throes of catastrophic illness and fierce reactions to having life threatened. Noe is a story of the insistence on staying alive, the unacceptability of a death sentence to a young and conscious person. It's about finding the will to persevere and keep trying. Noe tells the story of a family's struggle to grow love and avoid fracturing under enormous stress. Noe is about the exquisite pleasure of being a father, and especially the pleasure of being alive and loving in a creative, soulful, and original way.
My father has been writing this book for as long as I can remember, and I think it's a tremendous accomplishment. Every time I read any passage from the book, I immediately burst into tears. So the thought of him having spent 20 plus years writing this book, it's somewhat inconceivable to me, and I'm so proud that he was able to get it done and spend that time and write this poignant memoir.
When Noah got sick, and after he died, I very much wanted to read other parents' accounts of their children's illness and death, and how they made it through the grief process.
Sickness, death, and grief are inevitable in our lives. All of us will encounter it with ourselves and others. Noe is an offering to help people understand better how to cope, how to get through it with spirit, originality, to make it a bit of a song, sometimes a grief song, sometimes a bitter song, but oftentimes a song that transcends.
Noe shows us that there is life for those of us who survive the death of a child. So even if you think you can't possibly survive it, just because you can't imagine living through the death of a child, Noe shows you that you can.
Life does go on, and it can be enriched and made even more beautiful by the experience.
Sometimes in life, there's an extraordinary experience occurs that is so remarkable that if you don't tell it, you've just wasted that experience, and you will never have a better story to tell. I would never have a better story to tell. So I felt I had to write this book. I didn't always want to, but I felt compelled to write this story because I think it has tremendous merit for other beings on their journeys.